what clicked that made you say, you know what, I got to help Mary out?
Man, I'm trying not to get emotional, but I don't want people to think like if I cry, just let me cry. But sometimes I feel like I wasn't supposed to cry, but I'm not going to right now. But anytime I may. And let me say before I say anything else, I don't do allege. Anything I say, I can prove, whether it's video, whether it's my testimony, whether it's a lie detector, or whether it's in black and white. S.E. Berry will never say allege nothing because I don't do allege. That means it may have not happened. I don't do may not happen. I'm telling you what happened. I contacted several lawyers because Steve said he divorced Mary in 2005. He divorced her in 30 days, but they had over at least $30 million of assets. So all that time, he continued to try to divorce Mary from when he married Margie all the way up to 2009. So by right, when Mary said this stuff that would happen, it still should be hers because he was dividing assets that he never gave Mary her half because he gave it to Margie. So what I did, I started calling all these lawyers. There was one lawyer in particular that handled Mary and Steve Harvey's case. His name is Ricky Anderson. He also, I showed you, had a site on here too. Okay. And that site, and I got him saying that he's that person. But if you go back and you look at something called Steve Harvey, con job, smoking gun, divorce con job, and you have those documents that told what they did. So Ricky Anderson and Steve Harvey and Mary had the same lawyer. So Ricky Anderson was Mary Harvey's attorney and Steve, which would have been a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Because how is Mary going to get hers if you his friend? And he a dude, so you know he ain't going to get Mary what she's supposed to rightfully deserve.
True.
But add insults to injuries, when I got to start seeing all the documents, he not only was her divorce lawyer, he was a peace sign something to take her power of attorney. And they also had something with a conservatorship. Let's go open the documents up because they have me in a case and trying to gag me because of what I'm telling you right now. They have been trying to gag me since 2013. And how did that work out for you? Because that means shut up. I'm 53 years old. I don't know how to shut or up. Okay. I don't do that. So how does that work? So what I'm saying now is that way, if you got a POA, you're an attorney, and you took a conservatorship, you could take over someone's life with that. You could take over their whole identity. That's how they took Wyton. So I started calling all these lawyers, and I got all their paperwork. ABC, it's about 8 lawyers, all Caucasian, which to me were bought out because all these people were in on Mary's case from 2005 to 2009. Steve got married in 2007. So why are you still dividing assets when Margie's sitting right here? Also in those divorce papers, I saw something called a squash motion. Look it up. Squash motion means it said that Margie could not talk in the divorce. They said they wanted her to shut up. But there was a statement made in those documents saying that Steve was broke when he was divorcing Mary, and Margie said she funded everything because she got a loan or had some businesses. So was that drug money? Was that Jimmy money? Who money was that? Since you said Steve was broke in 2009, I think it was, but you helped him pay his bills. That's in the court documents. If you change it now, it will really be too late because I still have the sealed documents. Either way it may go.
And I looked up what squash motion in a divorce means. So it's also when they try to decide if they're going to keep something private or not.
Boom. Boom.
Oh, they wanted to basically make her ass disappear from the earth.
Correct. And if you look up gag order, it means that you're gagged. And usually when you say a gag, that means to silence someone. And they sealed this divorce case like it was a president or something. When you seal a case, that means there's knowledge in that case that you do not want someone else to know about. What is this, Storm?
The term for gag order, the term for when a judge prohibits the attorneys, the parties, or witnesses in a pending lawsuit or prosecution from talking about the case, of which means she would not have been able to do a show, interviews, write a book, anything.
Right.
And then, but that would have allowed him to create whatever narrative he wanted to.
Correct. And he did just that. Because if y'all remember in 2011, Nobody believed Mary when she went public with all this.
No,
So
no.
you asked me a question. So now I done got all these white lawyers involved, thinking it was just Ricky Anderson. And a lot of this stuff I found out through the years doing an investigation as an activist. But going through the paperwork, and I got like 8 lawyers, all of them Caucasian. I seen some paperwork, and it said child abuse. I said, hold up.
Let's talk
Wait a
about it.
minute. So I asked Mary, what happened? She clammed up. She didn't say nothing. I said, now we got a problem. Because I'm a civil rights activist, but I'm also a mandated reporter. I advocate for the homeless and for foster kids because I was that at one time.
I used to work with foster kids too, so I know.
So you know, and it's bad. But when I've been a foster child in the system from being abused. I was a person who was abused by my mother. So let me show you the pattern. So when we get, it's gonna make a point. My mother cut my hair with butcher knives, beat me with 2x4, shot us with guns, threw us down flights of stairs. We were considered one of the worst child abuse cases in Detroit, Michigan. There was a woman who knew and she never said anything. So when I saw that case about Wyton, I couldn't even think, because I said, is this what's happening to him? Because it was really, really bad. So then I got to an attorney, which I can give you Paget, because Paget emailed me. Paget, the lawyer Paget, Duro Paget, emailed me some paperwork because I needed to know about Mary's case. In this paperwork, it showed that there was supposed to be a custody agreement between Mary and Steve. He violated the whole custody. He never let Mary saw Wyton. But in 2009, now I'm in 2013, y'all, when I find this out. I look at the paperwork and I get the paperwork and I still couldn't find out what was going on. So now I know something has been covered up. So I called the Plano police station. I should have had that police report right here in front of me, but we can at least tell them the number whenever you want to put it out there. Okay. There's a police report that was written by Plano Police Department in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. Mary never was allowed to get that order. Mary went to the police station because what happened? Something went on with Wyton in Atlanta, Georgia. Steve beat Wyton with a sorority paddle, which is about that thick, and a belt buckle. He didn't use the leather part. He used the belt buckle. 2 weeks later, Steve Harvey flew Wyton to Texas, and Mary saw all the bruises on her baby's back. Go ahead. Oh, Mary saw all the bruises on her child's back. And then there's the police report.
So police report number says 2008-001-99568.
You want to read it or you want me to just keep going?
I'll read the first part, then we'll keep going. It says, upon arrival, Officer Carter met with reporting party Mary Harvey, who stated that on October 17, 2008, at 20:30 hours, she picked up her son Wyton from the airport. Miss Harvey stated that she and her son went to their residence, at which time Wyton told her that approximately 2 weeks ago, he had received a whipping from his father, Broderick Harvey. And then I'll let you go from there.
No, keep reading this, Storm. Let's go and finish it on out because I'm gonna check you on this. Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. And by the way, for everybody that's watching all of the documents, the videos, the pictures, I have to blur them for YouTube, unfortunately, but they will be available on the Patreon, or if you become a YouTube member, it's going to be on one big slideshow. So don't worry, you'll be able to get it. Ms. Harvey told me that Wyton had sustained bruises on his legs and buttocks from the whipping. Now, when they say whipping, that sounds like he was beat like a Hebrew slave.
Correct.
I then met with Wyton Harvey, who stated that approximately 2 weeks ago, while at his home, his father, Broderick, had received a telephone call from his teacher, and his teacher stated that he had not turned in and lied about turning in some homework. Wyton stated that his father then got upset and gave him a whipping for lying to the teacher. Wyton stated that during the whipping, his father whipped him with a belt and a paddleboard. Why the hell do you got to beat this boy with a belt and a paddleboard?
Like that's some like slavery stuff. That's what I wanted you to see. Now we talk about a man who is on Family Feud. He's supposed to be a family man. What was wrong with just beating the baby with a belt if you just want to whoop him? But you took a board and then they gagged Mary and made her be silent behind it. So there's the proof. I'm not worried about going to jail. You gonna put me in jail because I told that you beat your kid and it's a crime? Then nigga, come get me, because it was wrong. And they made Mary be silent from 2009 when that happened all the way up until I came on the case in 2013, until that paper that you just saw emerge. I asked for the paper. I told them, check this. My name is Essie Barry. I'm a civil rights activist. I don't know if Steve Harvey paid y'all or not to hide this police report. I'm going to give you 24 hours to give me the police report. I'm going to call the FBI on Plano Police, and I'm going to tell them that you helped him cover it up. I got it in 2 hours. Mary couldn't get it at all, and she was the mother of this case. So he had paid off the police department, and the same woman that Mary went to go get it to try to protect her son in 2009, guess what? That's the same woman who gave me the police report. See how God will make your enemy your footstool? You That's understand true. What I'm saying? So all the people who said that it didn't happen, he just read the case number. There's a police report to Wyton's abuse.
Oh, you fine.
I remained quiet the whole time when Wyton was coming up. So when I found about this in 2013 and I started trying to go public with it, Steve Harvey also tried to gag me and put a gag order on me and start trying to find out where I was to silence me. I do have that paperwork too, where I tried to take a restraining order out on Steve Harvey, and the judge granted it in 2013, but they said they didn't get the restraining order. Okay. So when I found out that Wyton had been abused, it concerned me so severely. I didn't think about my show. I didn't think about a reality show. I didn't think about nothing. I thought about Wyton. I thought about how Wyton, like, what did he feel? What was he going through? And you remember when you hear on Ricky Smiley, let me clarify this. When they said Mary put Wyton on a plane, when you finished reading that report in there, they snatched Wyton out of Mary's hands because Mary was trying to get a restraining order against Steve Harvey so he wouldn't take her baby. Some white men in a limousine showed up at Mary's house after Wyton had already been mentally and emotionally and physically abused, snatched Wyton out of Mary's hands. What's she gonna do? And they took Wyton and put him in the car and took him to the airport. That's how he got on that plane by himself. Where everybody said Mary put him on a plane by herself. Mary didn't have no money to put Wyton on the plane. Steve had him put on the plane. And then when he did that, Wyton got to the airport and he ran. And he called Mary and said, please, mama, come get me. Please don't let this happen to me. Please just take me somewhere. Mary had to sit down as a mother and explain to her baby why she could not save him. And how do you think that made me feel to know as an activist, a mother, that this had went on with this woman's child because it was Steve Harvey? And after that time in 2009, when he was put back on the plane, when they lied and said Mary did it, Steve did it, Mary never saw her kid again. And she got here and there, but there was a order for Steve to take anger management. Let's do this. Steve never took anger management. There was also a document for Margie, Steve, Mary to do counseling, and they do parenting through the children. Mary would have them on certain times, and Mary would have them certain times. Steve never let that happen. They was too busy taking pictures and doing little windows online. Go look at Margie when the baby was little, smiling, hugging on him. So she did what she felt like she was trying to make Mary upset, because of the simple fact you took the only thing that she loved that was connected to Steve and you just snatched her son. And you wonder why you getting the karma that you get now. Same thing that you did with Jimmy Townsend.
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.